Hey, good afternoon. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I'm here with Brenda Scott. She's a professional home organizer and the owner of Tidy My Space, specializing in organizing homes for those that are aging in place. And I'm super excited that you guys are here with me today. I am really excited that we get to have this conversation because we are talking about organizing and cleaning homes for our parents, for those that are our clients, for those that are our neighbors, people that we are close to. It could be relatives, it could be us. And so that's why we have Brenda here with us today. And she's an expert on safe living. So please help me welcome Brenda Scott. Brenda, how are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Tell us, if you will, some of the things that you are working with people to help them do something just like that shower head on a hose. What are some of the things that are common that you experience when you help somebody create a safe space?
It usually comes down to listening to what their challenges, I don't want to say complaints, it's their challenges. So if they're saying, like you said, I can't reach the shower head anymore, well, then either install one that's adjustable so that they could do it when they're able to stand or if they have to sit, or dangle it down where they can reach. The bottles, like if it's in the bathroom, definitely maybe they can't reach that little caddy where all their shampoos are. So you have to figure out a different way that they can get at it. So maybe it might mean putting a lower shelf in the shower or some kind of suction cup thingy on the wall so that they can put them in a little basket. It's just listening to what their challenges are and seeing what will work. A lot of times it's, I can't lift this anymore. Well, is there a lighter version that they could get, like the pots and pans? If they're really heavy, maybe there's a lighter version. Or if they can't reach the clothes in their closet, well, can we bring them down lower? Like you were saying,
Hmm.
if they have shoulder issues, can they reach everything so that they can be independent? That's the main goal, is you want to be able to live in your house without calling up so and so, can you get my shirt? Just so that they can do it without having to ask for help.
I'm glad you brought that up about lowering the clothing inside the closet. And I've not thought of that, which is a great suggestion. I know that my husband's mother, for example, will say, when we moved into the house, we put all these things up in the cupboards. And now that I'm older, I'm not able to get up on the step ladder anymore. And so I can't reach them. And so things that are as simple as removing some of the things that are higher from the shelves that they would use and putting them in shelves that are reachable, and then getting rid of some of those things that maybe are not being used as often just to clear up some of that space.
Definitely moving the stuff into their area of reach. I've noticed a lot of people like using tall upper shelves, and that's almost impossible to reach. So if they can put things in like base cabinet drawers, I think are super handy for everybody. Definitely reducing the clutter so that it's easier for them to get around. It's easier for you as cleaners to clean if they don't have tables full of knickknacks and piles of books. It's just making their life, I'm going to call it streamlined or thinned out a little bit. So if we can
Mhm.
make it so that what they need is right there, that's our job.
So when somebody takes your assessment, does it ask questions about things like, are you canning anymore? Or are you still using your juicer or things like that? What kind of things would come up that would then trigger, oh yeah, we do need to remove this from the house, or we need to swap something out for a lighter weight version of that?
Yeah, with the assessment, the way that we go is right from like the driveway all the way through the house because getting into the house is important and it needs to be safe too. So we look at, okay, show me how you get into your house, show me how you move around your house. What is your normal routine? And then you can start to see what they struggle with. Like if they're really struggling with opening the doorknob, like simple as that. Well, can we change it to a lever? That makes it
Oh.
so much easier if they're walking in the house and they have to walk 10 feet to put their coat down or they have no place to sit. So they have to kind of struggle against the wall to take their boots off. I mean, that it's a red flag to me that they need a drop zone. They need a chair there that's safe enough for them to sit down and remove their shoes. And you go through the whole house that way, looking at how do you use this? Are you struggling with this? Can you get your clothes from there? Can you get your teacup and can you get your plate and show me where your stuff is? And are you using this? And a lot of times, because something's been there and that's always where it's always been, they don't think of it any other way as, well, I didn't know I could move it. It's like, yeah, you can move it. So that's what the home assessment looks at. And a lot of times it's simple, easy, just move something, or it can go all the way up to hiring a renovator to put grab bars or changing some lighting or changing if the floor is too slippery. I have
Mhm.
one client that her wood floors are high gloss and she's constantly walking like she's on eggshells because it is so slippery. And it's just a matter of, well, we can get some anti-slip mats and put them in the path. She goes, "Oh my goodness, that's so much better." Because she was just so scared she was gonna fall and break a hip, and then there was nobody
Mhm.
there to look after her, and what does she do? So it's just a matter of looking at it with, "How can we make this better?"
And, I'm really glad you brought that up because for a lot of seniors, when they reach a certain point where they feel unsafe because they might slip, and it could be their eyesight is not what it used to be, or their depth perception is not what it needs to be. It could be a balance issue. I mean, it could be a variety of different things, or it could be a strength issue. And I know a lot of seniors that have gotten to a point where because they feel unsafe, if they do trip on a little something, or if the floor is slippery, for example, and they do fall, a lot of times it won't just break their hip. It'll break their clavicle and their shoulder and their elbow all the way down when they land. And I've seen that where they bust up their whole entire body and then they're in the hospital for 6 months while they're trying to recover. And somebody that busts up that quickly does not have the strength to recover as quickly as we did when we were a kid and we broke our arm. And a couple weeks later, we're back out there hanging in trees, right? It's not the same recovery process. And so I think to be really conscientious of how is my parent aging, or how, now that I'm setting up my home for an aging situation, how can I set it up so that it is safer? So I really love that assessment that you're providing your clients so that they can start looking at things from a different perspective. And if you are a house cleaner and you're watching this show or you're watching the replay, I want you to pay attention to the customers that you have, because as you go inside their homes, and especially if we have customers for 10, 12, 15 years, we're getting older, but so are our clients. And so things that used to be always the same way, it's not the same way anymore. Things have changed. And there might be a time when we have to start introducing, like you said, handheld bars so that they can pull themselves up or just hang on for stability while they're inside the shower. It might be something as simple as putting in a bath mat that has anti-slip properties to it. Thank you so much for today. This was really awesome. And I appreciate you guys jumping in and adding your questions and joining the conversation. So thank you. Until we see you again, take care and please leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.